Looking at that Banyana Banyana match against Botswana at the Tsakane Stadium, they were set to play it as their final match before they leave for the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. But in a stunning turn of events, they have boycotted the match in Tsakane. The match is currently on, but it's not the 23-player squad that Desiree Ellis has named for the World Cup. Instead, it's a different team. It's a makeshift team of players that have been asked to play this fixture, to honor this fixture. And Tshepo Thobane, our eNCA sports reporter, is at the Tsakane Stadium and joins us now. Tshepo, I believe there is a meeting of sorts that is happening there. Can you let us know what is happening at the moment?
Hi, Hloni. Drama continues here at Tsakane Stadium. I mean, it's getting heated, it's getting interesting. There were arguments here. Remember earlier when we spoke, the real our Banyana Banyana team that is going to the World Cup did not arrive. But after the match, the team is here. My cameraman, Omesh, can show you. You can see there's Jermaine Soposingwe, there's Tembi Khatana, Khwale is also here, Mrs. Lady Lipstick. But now the Premier, Gauteng Premier, Banyana Sufi, is also here. He's talking to representatives from the South African Players Union. Earlier when the team, the real Banyana Banyana team arrived, in fact you can see they are at the foyer. They are refused to get into the stadium. They wanted to watch the match and be patriotic, despite the fact that, of course, they are not the ones playing, but they were refused here to a point where the Premier, maybe if we can try and go to hear what the Premier, Banyana Sufi, with the South African representatives of the South African Players Union. They're trying to iron out issues here because before the Premier came, in fact, it became a mess. It became a mess. Sorry. We are live on eNCA.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, cool. So there's, if cameraman Omesh can show the Premier and Tula Khanyo, who are discussing about getting a way forward in terms of what the mess that is currently happening here. The big issue is that the real Banyana Banyana team were supposed to play here, but they boycotted the match because of issues of finance, because of them not wanting to play in this pitch in Tsakane, because they wanted to play at a World Cup stadium, the likes of your Dobsonville Stadium. There's also FNP Stadium, but they are here to show support. But now they were refused to get into the stadium instead to watch the match. But the Premier is here. It looks like there is some positive feedback in terms of the allowing the real Banyana Banyana team to watch the match. Interesting events here at Tsakane Stadium.
Tshepo, I just want to clarify. You're saying that the actual team was barred from coming into the stadium. Do you know who barred them and where the directive, I guess, came from?
Security officials barred them because they were told they do not have accreditation. But in fact, what we heard, because now the story keeps on changing, we were told that the team was actually, according to the Players Union, the team was actually wanted to play. They were ready, but they were told not to play. So it's interesting. We're going to get a comment, hoping to get a comment from them. I can see the meeting with the Premier is almost done. Maybe you can join us here. Quick one. Tell us about the events earlier. You are from the South African Players Union. What happened at 12:30 at the hotel?
Look, we should be able to engage further after the process that we are engaging with the Premier of the province, as well as he has promised us to get the leadership of Safa, Dr. Denny Jordan, to come down to meet us as players. Then we echo our grievances. We see if we cannot find a solution to that. So we should be able to give an update after this. But for what happened earlier is a long story because now we're busy engaged in a short meeting. So I wouldn't be able to elaborate because it might take a bit of time.
Cut it short from 12:30?
Actually, players from 12:30, they were ready to take a bus to come here, but they were told that they must wait for the president is coming at the Parktown Hotel. But unfortunately, the president never showed up until now. We as an organization, as a union, we came down, we found out that the match is taking place here. We then as a union organized the transport for these players because the Safa bus was denied for the players to transport them to the stadium. The union organized the buses for them to get down to the stadium. Hence why you see us here to try and find the leadership of the federation to try and solve problems.
When you say they wanted to come here to play or to show support?
They wanted to play. The players never said they don't want to play. They wanted to play, but they wanted first the leadership to address their grievances and their problems, but no one came forward. So there was nothing that they did not want to play at all. So they wanted their problems to be attended, but none from the leadership of Safa came forward. We met the players on Tuesday. We spoke to Denny Giordano on a Tuesday. We spoke to him on a Wednesday. We spoke to him on a Thursday. We spoke to him on a Friday. We spoke, by the way, to the Minister of Sports. He himself knows this. He has responded to us, the Minister of Sports, begging us not to convince these players to come and play. So we said, no problem. The players have no problem with play. But what do they want? Let's address their problems first. Then they go play with open hearts. They want to honor their country.
Thank you so much. Well, you've heard it, Hloni. Interesting developments here at Tsakane Stadium. Now we are told that the players actually wanted to play, but before playing, they wanted to be addressed by the president to discuss some of the pressing issues that they had.
Sure. Tshepo, I mean, there's a lot that I think it's Tshepo Thobane from Safa was talking about the players, just in terms of, as you said, it's not that they didn't want to play or that they were boycotting the match, but that they did have those grievances. And now the fact that they've been barred from using the bus, their own team bus, that they've been barred also from entering the stadium. I mean, that's unacceptable, first of all. But also Botswana themselves, I mean, that match is currently 4-0 now to Botswana. It's the first half, and it's basically a one-sided affair. Do we know maybe what is going to happen in terms of the Safa president when he'll be available? I know he was late to arrive to the stadium. Has he said anything? Has there been any indication of when he'll be available to talk to the players?
I'll come back to you, Hloni. Let's hear from Thulaghanyo addressing the players.
But we'll come and have a discussion with yourselves and we'll brief you what's happening. So that's the process that we are going to agree. In the interim, go and watch the game. Go and watch the game and do that.
Okay, Thulaghanyo, thank you so much. You are live on eNCA. You've seen what happened when you guys arrived with the players. You spoke to the premier. What was the discussion about?
The discussion is that we're trying to find a solution to this impasse. So we're going to meet with the premier, meet with the association, and we'll brief the media afterwards in terms of what's happening. We'll do that.
But the players are now allowed to watch the game.
The players are allowed. No. Yes, they must go. Please allow them to go. Yes, allow them to go. Allow them to go. Allow them to go. Allow them to go. We're going to first floor. Yeah, allow them to go. Allow them to go. Unless if you define the premier if you want. Hey, what's your problem? What's your problem?
Yeah, finally, the players are allowed to go and watch the match. Hopefully, as we've heard from Thulaghanyo, we'll hear from them later on in terms of what is the way forward. A big tournament is coming. We do not need such preparations before such a massive tournament. Hopefully, things will work. It's disappointing that the real Banyana Banyana did not were unable to get match minutes, crucial match minutes to prepare for the tournament.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting what comes out of whatever meetings will be taking place between the sports MEC, the president of Safa, as well as the association. Banyana Banyana had been waiting since, I think, April it was, to play friendlies, while other teams that are taking part in the Women's AFCON had been, in the FIFA Women's World Cup rather, had been playing their friendlies over the past few weeks. So hopefully there will be some resolution of whatever it is that has happened there. But it isn't good scenes to see all of that taking place. And again, it's not the first time that this happens. Last year, this happened before the Women's AFCON. In 2018, after the Women's AFCON, it was the same thing where players weren't paid and had to go to the media about the same thing. It's not a good look. And it's just a repetition of these issues when we wonder when maybe the minister will step in, when the MEC will step in to say that this can't keep happening. So that was eNCA sports reporter Tshepo Thobane from the Tsakane Stadium, just is looking at the issues around Banyana Banyana, the real Banyana Banyana boycotting that team. The match against Botswana is currently on, and it is 4-0 to Botswana as expected because it is a makeshift team, a very one-sided affair. It's also questions about what Botswana will have to say about all of this happening as well. They've come to honor that match, and they are now caught up in all of this as well. But that is where we will leave your sport for the moment.